sent me. The one who talked upstairs. She sent me while she was upstairs. So we need a little protection.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We got a little update for you guys. We have been in the recount all day, and it was long and grueling. We went through every single ballot, and it was an interesting experience. But we did that, of course, so that we could make sure that every Bahamian who voted count. In Pinewood, persons came out in numbers to support me, and I want to say thank you for that. I want to say that I appreciate you, and I appreciate you putting your trust in me. I appreciate you voting for change, voting for something different. I appreciate that. This entire election showed the Bahamian public that they're not alone, that there are many more of you out there that's ready for change, and we're ready to take us in that direction. My people of Pinewood, I know that you don't want Laroda, but something happened, and you were curious as to what happened. Well, of course, you know that if it's some skills we have, one of them is investigation skills. And just so you know, we are getting to the bottom of this. For some people, it's going to be that, it's sour grapes. Um, but if our election is being interfered with and if we can see what's going on, we have to expose it so that this doesn't happen in the future. This is our very democracy that's at stake. So for people who would flippantly say, just take your losses and move on. Um, we've done that. We have no problem with that. We have no problem with losing an election. What we have a problem with is when we can see with our own eyes that something happened, we can't just accept that. We can't. We have a duty to do something about it. And so, for all my Bahamian people, that's what today was about. It was about getting to the bottom of this. And we have begun the process. Now, just to update you on what happened today. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of things went down with this election. And it didn't just happen in Pinewood, it happened all over this country. And so I think it's worth saving our democracy to fix this. Normally, when there's a loophole in the system, the government gets away with it. But at some point, the people have to come out in such numbers that whatever the trick is that they're playing, it doesn't work. That is not enough for them to win. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, in the 50s, the UBP had a trick, and it was they could vote for every piece of property they had. They could make sure that no black person could vote or that no woman could vote. And over time, after these rules were changed for the sake of democracy, of course, they were able to lose. In Ingram's era, they brought in the indelible ink, and that's what I got on my finger. And that made it difficult to go right from one constituency to another. And that helped. But to be honest with you, it was Ingram who showed me how to get rid of this. As a police officer, I worked at his house. I was working at his house on election 1997, and I did go to vote in Pinewood. That was the first time I had voted in 97, and I went in Pinewood to vote. And when I got back to his house, he looked at it, he said, yeah, see, that's indelible ink. He said, you can't get it off. I said, nope, can't get it off. I said, wash my hand, it's still there. He said, yes, you can get it off. Let me show you. He went, he got a little cup of bleach, like the cup you put the extra ketchup in. He told me dip my finger in it. I dipped my finger, he said, now shake it around, move it around, move it around. And I shook it up in the bleach. I pulled it out. The ink was gone. He said, now go vote again. He said it jokingly. And so it was just a flim-flam, this. But it was important for them at the time to discourage people from going to vote twice. But I'll get to that. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of things happened yesterday that we got to fix. But it's not yesterday where the big stealing happened. It happened on advance poll day. On the advance poll, they made it bigger and bigger. And over time, they made it so that more people qualify to vote on advance poll, so that's where they could do their skullduggery. And that's why we advise our people not to vote at the advance poll. But a lot of people voted for us at the advance poll. But the advance poll is so flawed. The advance poll is so flawed that you go to the advance poll, you vote. At the end of the day, they compile they count. They don't see how they voted, but they count the ballots. So let's say 100 ballots are in this box. So in this box, they have 100 ballots. You count them, and then you are supposed to send it to the PRD. That's the Parliamentary Registration Department. But instead, recent time, they started sending it to the police headquarters, where they have access to it. And they can go and do whatever they want to those boxes. We saw pretty quickly that the Pinewood box was flawed. We showed you the pictures. We posted the pictures. It's clear that the box was broken into. What makes you know that there was something afoot is because when we reported it to the PRD didn't open an investigation. They didn't do anything. They just didn't care. They just ignored it. So that shows they were up to something. And it was with the advance polls. Clearly, they went in there and did what they had to do. But we accepted it. We just expected our people to come out and go in such big numbers that it wouldn't help them. And so we know what happened. On the general election morning, what happens is you take all of those ballots let's say in our case it was 390 something, and you pour them into the poll, and one of the polls for that day was polling division number 4 for us. So they went to polling division number 4 and poured all of the advanced poll ballots into polling division number 4's box. You don't count them. What's the point of counting it in the beginning if you're not going to count it at that point to have checks and balance? That's because they want to dump it in with everything else so it could get lost, and then the people vote on top of it. That was the problem. They could add to it, they could take away, they could change everything in there so that you don't know how much votes you had. They can go in there, let's say it's 400 advanced poll ballots. They could go in there, remove all the COI, all the FNM votes, put their votes, and they have a 400 vote head start. In our case, it was 300 and something. They could have a 300 and something vote head start. So, what does that mean? That means that that's one of the ways they cheat. But that was just one way. Another way that they did it this time, and this was the big way that they cheated this time, and I want all of our Bahamian people, anyone out there with information, etc., to come to us. Because a lot of this happened. And a couple of people showed me text messages with this. What they did was they gave a lot of people extra voters cards. So some people got voters cards that wasn't supposed to vote. They just had work permit, etc. But when they got the voters card, when they come to vote with that voters card, you don't check to see if they're really a citizen. As far as you're concerned, they have the voters card, let them vote. And what they were doing, apparently, allegedly, is putting people on the register. Just putting their name there. Because once their name is there, it's put there by the PRD, no one can question it. How do we know that? I'm going to tell you in a minute. And so if they give a man who's a foreigner a voter's card, put his name on the register, in some instances they didn't even put their name on the register, but in some instances they did, and he goes to vote, who can question that? Now they got someone that can give them a free vote. This is the next thing they did. The next thing they did was they would give one person 2 voters cards. I experienced that in Pinewood. One man came and went to polling division number, I think it was number 5. His name was Saint Ville, or 11. He had cards for number 11 and number 4. Sorry. He went to polling division number 11, and he actually showed them 2 cards. He literally had 2 cards. He was just doing what they told him to do, to come there and just go vote. So the 2 cards means this. He can go in 11 to vote. Once he votes, then he can leave there and go to number 4 to vote. That's 2 votes in Pinewood from someone who wasn't supposed to be voting in the first place. And now they steal an election that way. So when some people are saying, oh, Bahamians aren't, wake up, they just came out and voted for the PLP, I believe that all over this country, that's what they were doing. And so the fella St. Ville, he actually spoiled the ballot in number 11. That's 11, he spoiled his ballot, right? The St. Ville person that you saw who had the 2 cards. They're talking to you. The St. Ville person, he spoiled his ballot in number 11, right? Remember the fellow with the Haitian name?
Oh, yes.
When we saw it, and we recognized that was the fellow who had the 2 cards.
Right, that was number 2.
That was polling division number 2?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, where you saw him?
Well, I saw him, I was number 5.
Okay, so it was number 5 and number 2.
Correct.
Oh, but he also he had a card also for 11. So how did he get a number 2?
I don't know. It was on when we did the first
Yes.
one, I spotted it for number 2, and that's when I said I remember this guy.
Yes. Okay. So he had he had 2 different cards, and he went in one of them. But in one of them, he actually spoiled the ballot, and so we took a note and took a record of that. All right. We might have even taken a picture of that. Yeah, I think I took a picture of that, and he spoiled his ballot, and because he didn't know what he was doing. But instead of arresting this man, they let him get out of there. This was happening all over the country. Someone would go in one area to vote, then they would go in another area to vote. One man in Pinewood he showed me himself, Bahamian man, where he got a text saying that when he finished voting in Pinewood, to go and vote for Pickstar in Golden Isles. They was going to pay him. And they told him, we put your name on the register. Excuse me. He said, we put your name on the register. I saw that with my own eyes. He said, Mr. Bain, I just wanted you to see this. As after he came off the line. He said, this is what they doing. This is how they stealing this election right here. Because they thought he was still loyal to the PLP because he is a well-known PLP. But he was supporting the COI. And that's what they were doing, finding people that they were giving these cards to. And that's why the vote was being left slack. That's why these voters' cards, they weren't just going to Haitians. They were going to Bahamians also, but the purpose was to get persons voting in more than one constituency or to pile up, like in Pinewood, to get more than one vote. And they were using the polling divisions that had a lot of people registered in them because they know most people aren't going to show up. So if they could inflate it, no one would notice because they did it in polls that were big and no one showed up. All of the polls that were not big, which was about 9 of them, I won in Pinewood. I was told I won 9 polling divisions. I haven't cross-checked that yet. All right, that's just what I was told, when we went to the recount. The big polling divisions, I didn't win. They were focusing on that. If you had come in Pinewood, you'd have seen that 11 was busy all day. The line was extremely long. And that seemed to be where they were doing their skullduggery to some extent. So 11, we were focusing on that. That's where they sent Valentine Grimes. He actually showed up and went straight to 11. It was extremely interesting to see that. But in any event, they stole this election by giving out extra voters' cards. Anyone who has any information, please let us know. There's a reason we want you to let us know. Anyone who has some extra information. Excuse me for a second. I got to take a quick break. Where's the mic? Okay, there we go. All right, so we're back up. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's really how they decided to steal this election. They did it through these fake voters cards, and they had their people in place in the PRD. They had SIB controlling things, and that's really what they did. I heard that the voter turnout was low. I haven't had a chance to check the numbers all over the country yet, but I was told it was about 30%. I don't know how true that is, but if that's the case, that's shocking. All right, um, and so uh, I think, yeah, we back. So I think that that's what it is, and if that's what it is, that's a serious thing. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, we got to do something. The people of Pinewood came out to vote, and we got to do something. All right. I want to congratulate all of our candidates who did extremely well in this election. They were getting hundreds of votes. They did extremely well. I'm sure many of them, I haven't looked at the numbers yet. I'm sure many of them are going to get their monies back. I've already identified a couple that will. And so that's very good. But it shows a shift in the climate. A shift has happened. And so this is just the beginning. All right? This is just the beginning. Now, why do we say we got to go to the election court? Well, we told you how they stole the election, and we need you, if you have any information, 803-5995. We need you to hit me up. Give me what evidence you have. Maybe you have a screenshot of a text or a voice note, etc. You have some evidence, or maybe you have two voters card, or someone offered you two voters card, or you know someone who has that. Give us the information. We got to save our democracy, because this is not over yet. You have people who are fighting for foreigners to take over this country. We got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing. Let's see it yet. If you have any information, you know anything, please get it to us. 803-5995 is the number to get it to me. All right? And so that's what we're going to do. So with that said, we have gone through the ballots, and of course, the ballots here at the count is not really where the crime happened. The crime happened by the people with extra voters cards and that kind of stuff going on. That's where the crime happened with the advance poll. That's where the crime happened, and so the recount was just to make sure that everything was in order. We found so many things that was shocking in this recount, it would blow your mind. And so we have more than enough to go to the election court and have this thing overthrown. We have more than enough. And we're going to do that. All right? So just want you to know that. All right? So we're going to go to election court. One of the things, even before I talk about the irregularities that we did see and what went down with our election, because we don't want to give out too much information of how we're going to come with this and what evidence we do have, I'm on here, but we have 21 days to go to election court. Now, one thing that happened today in the procedures was something shocking. The law was being broken all day in the Pinewood recount. All day they broke the law. Do you know how they broke the law? The whole process was flawed because they did one thing. Before election, everyone was talking about election secrecy and the fact that they have a number on your card. Well, the law says that they're not supposed to show that number. In fact, dealing with it, they're supposed to keep the card face up, and that's how they count the ballots. That's what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to show the number on the back of the card. So if they have a reason to see the back of the card for any reason, which might be the signature on the back, they're supposed to cover the number so that no one can see the number. That's what the law says. So the law says. But guess what? All day at the Pinewood recount, they were showing the number blatantly. You could see the number, which shows you how the person voted. So, for example, they would be counting the ballots for example, the Nari roll. And then they would turn them over and let everyone see them. They would hold it up or turn it over or just count it when you were able to see it all day. And so The PLP sitting right in front of them can look at them and see your number. But not only that, the media was there, and they were actually filming while they were holding up the cards, and the numbers could be seen. It's not being concealed. Let's show them some of that. Let's show them one of the pictures. What pictures you putting up? Put up the one with William Pratt, the returning officer. So William Pratt is the returning officer, and and he is showing the ballot in this picture. And behind him, let me make sure I can see which one this is. Okay, it's gone to a technical screen. Okay, I think that's the one I'm talking about. So William Pratt is on the screen. That's a ballot he's showing. But I want you to look at that carefully. Not the fact that that's a ballot, Not the fact that that's a ballot, but the fact that he is holding the ballot up just like this. And behind him is a person with a camera. I believe that's a part of the media. As far as I know, she is the media. So someone with a camera is standing behind him. Look good. Do you see the woman standing behind him? And she has a camera in her hand. And William Pratt is lawlessly and recklessly breaking the law by holding that up and allowing the person behind him to have a camera to take a picture of that. That's supposed to be hidden. But it wasn't just William Pratt. And it wasn't just that scenario. That's how they were counting the cards. They would show you the front, they would count it on the front, and then they would turn it over and count it on the back so that you could see the numbers. And persons were recording every single card and number. And so now if they want, now they can tell how everyone voted. That is against the law. That is a breach of the procedures. And that is justification for election court. It is also justification for a do-over. Because the whole process was thrown in the garbage. And so I think, Pinewood, I think we got to do this one over. But I'm going to let you all tell me. I'm going to open the phone lines. I'm going to see what you have to say. I know it's late. It's 11 o'clock. But we just got out. We was doing this all day. But when I open the phone lines, I want you to see. Show them another picture. Let me see what else you got there. I know they got one with a woman holding up the card too. Yeah, there's a woman holding up the card. Perfect. Yeah, you see that? That's her actually showing persons sitting in front of her the back of the card with the person's number right there. The person's ballot. You can actually see, even if you look through this, you can see how they voted, and you can see the person's number. That is so reckless and careless, it's mind-blowing. Because that's how they did the recount, this whole thing has to be done over. So before we even get to all the cheating they did, this alone, and they did this through the whole process for every single card. That took away the right progress of how this is supposed to be done. Show them another picture. Who else we got there? You can see she has it. She's sitting in front of her. There's another picture there where you can see the PLP person, agent sitting right in front of her. And right next to them is the F&M agent. All right? And so as they are counting this, they're counting the ballots right in front of the PLP agent right there. I was there too. and you can see the front and the back of each of the persons they are voting, while the PLP, their lawyer, and everyone else is just sitting there and watching the whole thing. And so I just wanted y'all to see that. We actually have videos of this process happening. And we took videos of it too because we wanted to record the fact that this was happening. This is shocking, but it shows how slack our election process is. And so on this alone, we got to do something different. Now, on that alone, that justifies a do-over. All right? Because the law clearly says that you should not show that number, and you must do everything possible to make sure you don't show it. And so now we have to decide if we're going to be a lawful nation or a lawless nation. And so the choice is yours. All right? And so the question is, do we ignore this? Do we ignore this crime that was committed, that every single voter in Pinewood, the back of their card with the number was shown? All, including me, including you, producer. I know how you vote. No, I don't literally know, but there's a number there. And that number can be matched up with the counterfoil. And guess what happened in many of those boxes? And we have evidence of this too. The counterfoil was traveling with the ballots, etc. And I saw in many instances the the returning officer opened the box and he was like, why is the counterfoil with everything? This is supposed to go to the PRD, not with us. And I have video of him saying that. So much stuff happened. We got plenty for election court. Let me tell you one other thing that happened. One other thing that happened. Once the House is dissolved, the register is closed. And not for the people who registered that day, but it's closed, and only the people who registered up to the day before will be registered. But remember, Fred Mitchell announced that they're going to keep the register open till 8 o'clock at night, the day it was dissolved. People were still crowded in there, mostly people of foreign descent, crowded in there, even up to 12 o'clock at night. The register was supposed to be closed. So what does this mean? Our register is flawed, which includes the Pinewood. And so since they were supposed to close it, and only the people who registered up to the day before were supposed to be registered, that means you have a flawed register where probably hundreds of people were on that register who wasn't supposed to be there, but except for the fact that you kept it open. PLP. And they kept it up all day and all night. And so another law was broken. I think that breaks the procedure and it messes up the integrity of our election. So we ain't even talking about the faulty register and all that kind of stuff yet, because Pinewood's register is faulty and they put it out there faulty. They put it out there late, etc., etc. So Bahamas, well, I want to talk to Pinewood first. If you're in Pinewood and you're watching this, I know most of you all are asleep. I'm going to open the phone lines. The question is, we know that you voted for change. You don't want LaRota. And I believe that they cheated. They did this thing with the ballots so that they could vote twice and you know, circumvent the process. Do you want to do it again? Because they can't just throw him out. They got to go to election again. The question is, do you want to go through this again and kick him out for good this time and come out in real good numbers so that we make sure he's gone, and any cheating they can do, we'll be looking out for it this time? Because now that we know what they did, we know how to stop it. Should we do this again? All right. I'm going to open the phone lines and y'all can call me. 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995. Okay, phone ringing already. Good evening. How you doing? Call you live. Call you live. Caller, go ahead. You live. Okay, we lost them. 803-5995 is the number. My fine when people call me and tell me what you think. Should we have a do-over? Okay, calls keep dropping. You're calling, but it's dropping. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, we got you now. Call you live. Go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
Mr. Ben, good night.
Good night.
On the COI on the success.
Thank you,
You
man.
know, you guys didn't win no seats, but to us, in our eyes, you was a winner.
Thank you, man.
Okay, the COI is a winner. And yes, I believe Pinewood need a redo. And also, if possible, Ben, ask them or organize a peaceful protest. Tell the people of Pinewood come outside before the election court. Let them come outside so people could see. Not only you calling for it, but the people of Pinewood asking for it. A redo. Yes. That's all. So that's all I wanted to say, man. But I encourage you, keep going.
Thank you, my
get
brother.
yourself some and get yourself some rest, man. Get yourself some rest.
Yeah, man. I'm going to take a week
appreciate you,
off.
man. Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. Call you live. Go ahead. Go ahead, caller. You live.
Yes, sir. You hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ben,
Yes.
I strongly suggest that you also do this over from those thieving bastards.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Ben, I was over there, you know.
You
I
were?
saw the crowd. I saw the I spoke to you too.
Okay.
I saw the crowd, and there hardly was anybody in a PLP or F&M shirt.
Yes.
And if you saw that crowd, everybody was calling to you. Everybody was calling to you. You understand? And what they did was wrong. This need to do over. And in fact, I think all other things need to be, the whole election need to do over. Because how even know this last night, man. And then you look at, if you watch the program again where it is during the election, when persons went, they was like shocked. Because they didn't thought they was going to win. They was like shocked they went. You
Yeah.
look at once it got, and you'll see the shock in their faces where they wasn't sure that they was going to win.
Yeah.
But listen to me, Mr. Ben, y'all don't fall up.
Thank you, man.
Y'all don't fall up, you know. Just be strong. Just this got to do over for sure.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
All right.
Get it going.
All right.
Don't play right now.
All
I
right.
ready to hit the street.
All right.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the election count was going on, and I'll be honest with you. Hold the line, call. I'll get right to you. Give me 1 sec. The election count was going on. Sorry, the election count was going on, and we saw the numbers, and the media came to me and said that I'm kind of projected the winner. Well, they said I'm projected the winner. So we didn't know. Some people is now saying that we celebrated too early, but the media came to me with that, and we were leading by such a gap that it was almost impossible to catch us up. But all of a sudden, the number for LaRoda jumps from 597, I think it was, to 1,211, and we don't know how that could happen, because I was leading by far with only 2 polling divisions left to count. Oh, sorry, 3 I think left to count. Somewhere around there. 1, 9. So after 9 polling divisions, I was leading heavily. And I won, I'm told I won 9 in the end. I didn't check. But to see that, and my numbers went from 1,300 and something and dropped down to 900 and something, I think it did. And that shocked everyone. Everyone watched that, witnessed that live on TV. It's clear that there was skullduggery that went on. And so that's why I'm talking to people now and asking, what do you want to do? You think we should do this? Because I'm only gonna do this if the people of Pinewood want me to do it. So we'll see. Call you live. Go ahead.
Good night, Lincoln. How you doing?
I'm awesome, man.
Okay. Question: would it be a difference if you say go to election court or to say that election was not recognized? Which one would be better?
Both are good. We're gonna head for both.
So which one might be faster? Which one might be faster to deal with?
I can't say which one will be faster. It's up to the international community. We have to show them evidence as to why it shouldn't be recognized, and then they can do that. Election court, we can go to election court. We should get a quick date because it's of extreme importance, and we can get them definitely for Pinewood. We can get them to do a do-over. But there's things that happen throughout this whole country that we can get the whole election to be done over. And so it's just up to the Bahamian people whether that's what they want or not. All right?
Well, I think that would be going. Like you said, there's a lot of them that were going for the whole election. So let's go for the big one, like you said, to the international. And that's where the court would not be, that's where the election would not be recognized. And like you say, we know here the state and no diplomat. So if we decide to do that, we have to do that before everybody gets sworn in, right?
No, you don't have to do it before they sworn in. You have 21 days.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go for the two then. And let's see how that works out.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. All right. 803-5995 is the number. Okay. All right. How you doing? You live.
Hello, Mr. Rand.
Hi.
Hi, look here, I was about to curse just now, but I choose not to curse because, the Bahamas is godly people. But for you to go from 1,300 and drop that low and for them to all of a sudden end up with 1,200, they cheat.
Yeah.
And I heard a rumor that your box was open when it reached to the location. No,
yes.
We ain't doing that. All the persons in Pinewood that do not like Laroto, there's no way he could have won. I put up a post on Facebook stating exactly how I feel, and people coming under my post telling me I'm mad. Of course, I've said I as your neighbor, use my neighbor, all our suffering together, and y'all gonna turn around for some stale chicken and free rum and vote for Laroto again. That man don't like the dirt I walk on because I told him about his ass.
Wow.
Because I already know he never. The only time he helped me is during the election time when he wanted my vote. I have no intention of letting anybody come to me for anything. If I honestly know you vote for the same worse what we had, it can get even more worse than that. And for me to know that you vote for that, I don't want you to call God or nothing in my face about helping your fellow man when I know my fellow man did the same thing again. What did they say the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. I ain't doing that.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, I think most people... Yeah, most people didn't vote for Laroto. I don't think they did. I think they just cheated.
A young man come to my door just a while ago. We was talking, he asked what happened. I told him that I'm upset at the Bahamian people right now. That's everyone in the house is upset. Because if you recognize this voice, everyone in my house is COI. And I said, and then he said he didn't vote. I said, not voting is a vote, sweetie. Then he could turn around and ask me for money to go buy water. I said, no, sweetie, I can't help you. And I don't feel bad about it.
All right, thanks for your call.
You allow.
So you want to do over? You're a Pinewood resident. You want to do over?
Do over.
All right.
But I want to do over. I hear this is correct. Do over.
All right, thank you. All right. Call you live. Go ahead.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
What they did to you, I did not respect yesterday. See what they saying? Because, how can you come to someone and say they are a projected leader, then their numbers go down at the end of the polling division while it's already completed? That doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
See what I'm saying? It does not make sense to me. And I honestly feel as though you should not give up on this. Research this and try and get this solved so you can get what's right.
All right.
And God will show us on soon.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Call you live. Go ahead. Go ahead, call you live. Okay, we can't hear them. Call you live. Go ahead. Okay. Do another one. Call you live. Go ahead.
Good night, hello?
Yes, good night.
Congratulations, Mr. Bain, on your win, because I don't think Laroda win his seat.
Thank
Because
you.
at one point on the TV, it was 65. And then Laroda had 5 something, and then it just jumped to 12 something. So how 12 something could be 13 something? And they put 2 together. 1365 and 944. You win by 2,309, buddy. So they cheating all around.
Yeah.
Secondly, I know of a situation on voting day, the advance poll, where people were coming with no ID and getting through. So
Wow.
a lot of things are flawed, not just that.
Yeah.
Man, go to the court and win your seat, because these people too crooked. They crooked all right now. So all of them people ain't supposed to win them things. They even ain't show Cat Island. They ain't show Maria. They ain't show Carmichael Road Girl. What's going on? But 5 or 7 seats they didn't call, and they like talk, but go to the park. People want to see what happened, and they cover up a lot of things. That's
Wow.
my 5 cents.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in the PLP, because that's a cheat. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, man. 803-5995, 803-5995. I also saw them putting up a picture with me with tears in my eyes, making it seem like I had tears in my eyes because I didn't win the election. That is very false. But what was very false? Hold the line, call. I'll get right to you. I saw the news putting up some stories. One of them was our news. I didn't understand why they put those stories up. They were confusing because they were there. One of the stories, they said that there was some contention between the PLP and COI going on, and they actually have a news story about that. But there was a contention between the FNM and the PLP. There was a PLP man. His name is Moss. I forgot his first name. But his name is Moss anyway, and he's the brother of Paul Moss and the pastor Cedric Moss. He came all the way from Crooked Island to try to help Laroda win. But he assaulted the F&M lawyer. He had assaulted. He was putting his finger in my face before that. Not the one with the video they did with the fella in the blue with the finger in the face. It was a different fella. The PLP was getting very aggressive, and I was ignoring them. Just they're not interested. And so he was putting his finger in my face, and I ignored him. And then he assaulted, push or whatever, the F&M lawyer. And that's when I told him, no, I'm not gonna sit here and watch you assault a woman. That's cowardly what he did. And then the I think she's the deputy or assistant returning officer asked the police to remove him. And so that's what happened there, but there wasn't no clash. They're trying to, again, the same old narrative to make it seem like the COI is rowdy or whatever. I was sitting there calm. I was telling them to relax, and I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on what was happening. And they did another strange story with us also. But they were there, and for them to do these kind of strange stories is confusing to me. Let me get the phone line. I will continue. Call you live. Go ahead.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Listen, just do it over. Do it over, because the seat is yours. Don't let them take that away from you.
Okay.
It's yours. And fine regarding the people, we are rooting for you.
Thank you.
They're showing up, and they are there for you. So do it over. Let them out their way, and then you go represent them.
Thank you, man.
And don't fall off. So you have a good night and get some rest now.
All right. Thank you.
All right, then.
All right. Call you live. Go ahead.
Good night, Lincoln. How you doing?
I'm alive.
Look here, congratulations. Look here, you ain't lose nothing. You win that.
Thank
And
you,
many
man.
others, Lincoln. And many others, Lincoln. because all right, I worked the polls in marathon, right? Number 8, and let me tell you something. Them people, they say, boy, let me say this: Lincoln gonna win that seat in flying colors, and they also mentioned others who were sure they could win their seat. Let me this was a steal. They stole that election, and this election need to be devoid. Start back over. We need to go back with this.
Yeah.
They
Thank you so
stole
much.
this election. They stole this election because they hate you. They don't want you, Lincoln, and then because you was light. There is darkness, and they don't want the light in there. So let's wake up, getting this,
All right.
doing this. Yeah.
All
Doing
right.
this
Thank you,
over.
caller.
Take
All
it
right.
easy and get.
Call you live. Go ahead.
Good night, Mr. Bean, and congratulations, first of all.
Thank you, man.
Just a couple of things. Number one, do it over. I believe that they robbed you. The box was tampered with, and only God knows what they did in terms of going in that box. That's number one. Number two is everyone saw the screen on TV when it switched. The numbers switched, and it was reduced.
Yeah.
Number three is I've seen so many different videos where people, especially Thai, has shown where illegals were getting rushed in to get citizenship. What is going to be done with regards to these people who have citizenship who cannot renounce? Because I think that they were a large portion of the voting bloc. I think at least 20%. So that right there is a factor, a huge factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Thank you for your call. Stay tuned, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right. I can't give it any strategies out here. But call you live. Go ahead.
Good night, Mr. Bean.
Good night.
We are calling to see what as we as women can do to assist you, like in contacting international agencies, because we're tired and we know this election was rigged.
Yeah, it was. All over the country. So
We want to redo, so we want to know what can we do to assist you, because can citizens contact the FBI, because as far as we're concerned, America has not recognized this election yet.
Yeah, so whatever evidence you can find, you can send it to us. Flood social media with whatever you have. Put the message out there that this election was a fraud. You could even put that in your statuses. Fake election. America is watching. But if the people don't respond, they're going to think you've just given up, and they can't get in it because that ain't their business. So the people have to now show their disgust and make statements. Fake election, fraud election, and you have to show what you know and what happened. And so if you have evidence, send it to me. You could also post stuff directly to social media. You can post your disgust with what you saw. People voting twice and that kind of stuff. If you have any information, just let us know.
Okay, awesome. And one last question, Mr. Bean, saying that Mr. Pintard conceded. Would you now have a clear shot to be Her Majesty Royal Opposition, or what would be the next step?
Well, he conceded to the election. Well, the first thing we got to do is we got to win the seat, so we got to go back and we got to get this. But he conceded the election. He conceded pretty fast. Now, let me just say this to you all, man. I don't know if people was listening to me when I was giving them the information. Pintard never intended to win. Pintard was put there to lose. And I don't understand how F&Ms were deceived by that. Every time Ingram wanted one of his his law partners to win, meaning Ingram or Christie, meaning Christie or Davis, he would send Pintard to run against them and tell Pintard, don't go hard. All of this money, don't put it on the ground, don't go hard. And that's from 1997. And he did it with Pintard. Then he had him run against Christie in Centerville. And then he had him move to Cat Island to make sure no one comes to run against Brave to beat him and to make sure Brave gets his seat. So he sent Pintard to run and be the puppet a couple times. So now Davis is was the prime minister, and he was the leader of the PLP. And who did Ingram himself endorse to be the leader of the F&M? Michael Pintard, to run against Brave. And notice in the beginning, Pintard wasn't going hard. No. Pintard wasn't touching no issues. They was running from everything. All right?
Unless you brought it up, he piggyback off of it.
Yes. And so the public saw that they didn't trust him, but I'm just saying that he was put there to lose. Ingram wanted his partner to get a seat. All right? That's why Ingram sideswiped them at the by-election in Golden Isles. He made a statement, Pintard don't listen to tell him don't run against, don't run in this or whatever. He deflated them because you're going to lose. That's what he said to them. And then in this election, Ingram gave a speech, and that speech did not have the F&M.
No.
In the second speech, in the second one, he literally endorsed Brave. He literally endorsed Philip Brave Davis.
He said, I don't want to speak on my friend. He said, I hope it didn't have to come to this.
Not only that, but listen carefully. He said, I want them to win all the seats in the Family Island except one. The except one was Cat Island.
Cat Island.
All right? So he is saying he's already endorsing Brave. And so Pintard was put there to be a puppet. All right? And so there was never an intention to win. Everything I say turns out to be the truth. Every time.
Yeah.
All right? And so I told people this is what was going to happen because they had no intentions of winning. This was a sham. And that's why when I was trying to put certain safety measures in place for the election, the F&M would say no. But I'm like, this can help you too.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't want to do anything that would be safety measures.
Yeah, because they're already compromised and their hands just as dirty. Yes. You know what I noticed? When all of the candidates was declaring their net worth, F&M or PLP, I was like, it's strange that even F&M candidates, their net worths have tripled or doubled in the last 5 years. Yes. Because why? Everybody benefiting, everybody hands dirty.
And you see what happened. You see what happened because of the investigation I did. All of a sudden, the F&Ms and PLPs were declaring their government contracts. Yeah. That has never happened in the history of this country. Only because we exposed them, now all of a sudden they declared. But we ain't finished with that yet. Stay tuned. All right?
No.
But that's what happens when you have good representation. There's a lot that they can do. The two of them know what's going on, but there's no one in there to stand up and really say what's going on. Representation, that you don't have to be in government. Look at, I just walked in Pinewood, walked to the other side by the sewage, exposed what was going on, called the MP, demanded this get fixed, and they come there and put up a gate already. The gate up.
Wow.
Just like that. For all these years, them people been suffering. Now they can go do something about it. All we need is good representation. And so thank you, Pinewood, for voting for me.
To start and fight.
Yeah. I got to go call, all right? Got to take some other calls.
Okay, take care.
All right. Go ahead, call you live. Call you live, go ahead.
Hey, good night, G.
Good night, man.
Yeah, man, listen, this morning I wake up stressed right out, realizing what these people do yesterday. I tell you, I was at the point where I was ready to cut off my finger because I said, wait, you mean to tell me my people really this slow? Or it's just the fact that these fellas' hands so deep in this thing, where they just
So do over.
Do over. Be telling you
All right.
nothing else. Nothing else.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
One love. Yeah.
All right. 803-5995. It sounds like the people want to do over. It sounds like they want to do over. So we shall see. Um, we're gonna get legal advice, and then we're gonna come back and do what we have to do. All right. I said, missed a bunch of your calls. Call you live. Go ahead.
Mr. Ben, why don't, hello,
Yes.
Mr. Ben, why don't ride around and find? Hello, Mr. Ben.
So you ride around the Pinewood and what?
Why don't ride around and find what right and get the name and the number for everyone who works for you when you're there?
Okay.
Yeah.
803-5995.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing for you to do. You and your team ride around and find what and get the number, the name of everyone who will feel. Calculate that. Let them, let the national community see the majority of Pinewood will vote for you.
Well,
So
we
they
were
can
walking Pinewood for 3 years straight, and we know who our people are, and we know we got more votes than they say. So we just gotta go do what we have to do. All right.
All right.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. All right. It is. Hold on. What time is it? All right. We got all kind of calls coming in. Call you live. Go ahead.
Hey, Lincoln, I believe you all need to do it again. And that's my 5 cents. I have another 5 cents. Listen to me. I registered for Pinewood.
Yes.
Actually, I transferred to Pinewood. And when it was time for me to vote, I looked at the newspaper before I went to vote. And I found out I was inside my old constituency. And so what happened was, when I went to vote, they couldn't find my card. So I gave them my card, and they stamped it. But that left me open to go and vote to another constituency.
Wow.
I could have carried my passport and went to Pinewood and voted again.
Yeah.
So how many people had that opportunity to do that?
A lot did it.
But I didn't do that. I went to the old constituency and I voted COI.
Yeah.
But I actually was registered and transferred to Pinewood. So, just do this whole thing over again.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. 803-5995 is the number. Okay. Call you live. Go ahead.
Wasn't there an issue with the advance box being open or the tampered with? Isn't there some issue with that?
Yes, the advance vote box for Pinewood was tampered with. I saw it with my own eyes. I have the pictures of it.
I saw the pictures, but what I'm saying is that's sufficient grounds for calling a re-election or for calling that election null and void, because
yes,
that in and of itself is proof. And actually, one of the women who worked the polls, one of the government agents who worked the polls, she was talking to me about that today. I was surprised.
Wow.
So that I don't know now in terms of the situation with the numbers looking off and looking different. I don't know if they would say that's grounds. They might say that's an error on the part of the broadcasting company. But you have evidence of the box being tampered, because I worked the polls last night.
Okay.
And we had to do so many things to have that sealed up. To be personally speaking, I think they need to find a much better system that's really antiquated. However, your box being tampered with insufficient information. But I don't trust this government to conduct another election with integrity. I don't trust them to do it. So I don't know how something like that could be pulled off unless they count those ballots right after the election, right in front of everybody, so we can see it. or
Yeah.
at least in front of you so you can see it right then and there, not take it into another room. Because those people who were doing the counting in private, they were people who were employed by the PLP. I mean, you feel comfortable enough to do something like that with them? We have to protest so that things can be done in a better way. Protest overall so that things can be, so the system can improve.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of fights against you. Even the Facebook groups, they wouldn't allow us to post anything about you, about the COI. They would block every post we put. We need to set up our own Facebook group as well. Things like that, because it seems like a lot of things is coming against the COI, but despite all of that, I have to tell you how proud I am of the COI, because the COI, we held our own, and I almost wanted to cry when I sat in that room and I saw how we beat the FNM.
Yeah.
We did a lot. We really did well for third party.
Yeah.
So hold your head up high, COI. The next one is going to be ours by the grace of God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's growth. Last election in 2021, I beat the FNM in 4 polling divisions. Now I beat them in 12 polling divisions. They won 1 polling division, number 8. But other than that, they lost every other polling division. I won 9, and I guess the PLP won 3. But they focus on the big polling divisions that had the majority of people in it.
I don't know what happened, but one thing I said, and I will say it again, when this country has issues, when people in this country have issues, they don't call on the PLP or the FNM. They call on Lincoln, Bain, and the COI.
Yeah.
We're going to see a change. We're going to see a change.
Yeah.
Change is going to come. It's already happened. But we just need to hold our feet to the fire and just hold their feet to the fire and make sure they do what is right. God bless us. God bless you, Mr. Bain. God bless you. You inspired a lot of people.
Thank you. All right. God bless.
All right.
Call you live. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Lincoln?
Right there, man.
Yeah. How you feel? Ain't nobody asked you that. How you feel? How you feeling?
I'm full 100.
You 100?
Yeah, man.
Because I feel a weight last night and I don't like it. So let's let the COI split this burden. And let me talk to Pinewood for a minute, man. Pinewood, run this back, man. Run it back. You understand? Because guess what? The discussion all over TikTok in this is that they scare you. You feel what I said? They scared because they know what you can be. You can be the pit bull inside the house, and that's what we need. Pinewood again, man, Lincoln. They say, let me talk to your crew. Pinewood, run it back, man. Run it back, man. You understand? That's run it back. And Lincoln, nobody asked you this, and I ask you this on a personal level. Okay, I know you saying you feel 100, but like man to man, you feel good in your soul that this election was run with integrity. I talk about and Pinewood now. We talking this Pinewood shit.
No, the election was not run in integrity in any polling division in this country.
All right, Pinewood, you hear that coming from this man mouth. So what's the problem? Run it back, Lincoln. You ain't gotta ask him to call. You then say what you want to say. Pinewood, if you feeling this man, then haul it back. You catch what I'm trying to say? Haul it back, man, Lincoln. Again, I know you only speak, you know what I mean, because you're a leader and whatnot. I always be wary of niggas who don't, like, if something ain't feel right, don't speak out. That's why I never respect Pintard. Ever respect Pintard. Me and never ever talk but brave on this side.
Yeah.
But again, let me say this before I go. And I speaking to you, Lincoln, I talking to those who is represent you. Pinewood, again, run it back, man. Send this pit bull in the house to do what he got to do. COI every time.
All right, my brother. God bless you.
Yeah.
All right. Call you live. Go ahead. Call you live. Go ahead. Okay, hold on. Maybe I can't hear you. Go ahead now.
Good night, Mr. Bain. You can hear me now?
Yes.
All right. One thing I wanted to mention was whenever they do the recall, because a recall need to be done, they need to do it on an electrical system, like a computer system. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because this paperwork thing, there's have too much room for error, too much room for people to tamper with it.
Yeah, man.
And if they do a recall, would they allow other new voters who didn't vote inside the last
Well, you mean a recount?
or just a recount, so they can't do a revote.
Oh, revote. Yeah, they can do a revote once we go to election court and election court says that election was illegitimate, then we go to vote again. Yes, that can be done.
So if that is the possible, I mean, that's the one you really need to fight for, because I feel like even the few voices out there who did not vote would probably come out to support you to give them extra votes in a revote. You feel
Yeah,
me?
man. All right. Thanks for calling, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Call you live. Go ahead.
Good night.
Good
Mr.
night.
Bear.
Yes.
This is the first time caller.
Thank you.
I want to congratulate you, and I want to say something. I don't know if Miles the Road said he had his call, but I believe that he should step down. I believe he should step down. I believe he should be a man to step down and do what is right. If he know within himself that he lost,
Mm-hmm.
do the right thing. Do the right thing. Don't waste the taxpayers' money going to court. Do the right thing. Accept his loss. If he know they break whatever they did, the best thing to do is step down.
Yeah. All right.
Now,
Thanks for calling.
I believe they're listening. And Mr. Mr. Miles LaRoad, if you can hear me, I'm a woman of God, and I want you to do the right thing. Will anyone cost you? Good night.
Thank you. Good night. All right. Oh man, I see plenty calls were coming through, and I can't stay all night. It's already 11:44. I see it ringing again. I'll take this last one. Call you live. Go ahead.
Hi, good night, Mr. Lincoln.
Good night.
Honestly, I feel like we need to revote, because when you look at how much people don't want him in there,
Yeah.
it's more people who want him out there than in there. You understand me?
Yeah.
Man is garbage.
Yeah.
He is garbage. He has to go.
Yeah.
You understand? And we need to walk around and do a petition. You understand? Because we have rights in this country, boy.
Yeah.
And they have to do something. It ain't, I can't sit on this man for 5 years to watch him walk in our face and keep about money. You understand?
Wow.
Every time I drive my car to Pinewood, I drop in another hole.
Wow.
It is garbage. And it is not right
Yeah.
that they stake it on their hip and get fat off us.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Thank you for your call, caller.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Call you live. Go ahead. Awesome, man.
Lincoln, I want to first of all say congratulations. And now, so continue doing what you are doing. Alright? I'm saying this from this year here would have made my 5th time voting. Alright? I have all my voters cards. Alright? I did it twice with the PLD, I did it twice with the FNF. And I decided, hey, I gotta make a change. Bro, I don't even know who Miss Major is and Lizzie.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen her. And I still take my time and I voted for the lady.
Wow. Thank you, man.
Right? And another thing, Lincoln, a lot of skullduggery was going on with the same election. All that stuff was writing on the ballot and putting the X and putting all that, the quotation and all that. All that right there spoiled ballot for whoever is supposed to be enforced. So then, therefore, that should then just get shut down and it is invalid. But hey, bro, just you know me. You know me when you see me. But continue doing what you doing, Lincoln Band and COI. But listen to me. Y'all do damage. Y'all do plenty. But y'all do plenty damage. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you for your call. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Anu's also put in a story saying that I had contested the election, and that I had lost. And I said, well, I don't know. 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 I don't I didn't contest the election. After every election, there's an automatic recount. After every election, the next morning they have a recount. That had nothing to do with me. That happens to every election. They're the news. They should know that. Call you live. Go ahead. Go ahead, call you live.
Next morning, they have a recount. Nothing to do with me.
Go ahead, call you live. Okay, we lost them. All right. I would love to talk to you all night. I can take this last call. I said it before, but I didn't want anyone to get left out. Oh, Lord. Now everyone calling. Call you live. Go ahead.
All right. I would love to talk to you all night.
Hi, good night. How are you?
Awesome.
That's good. I am going to say you guys need to recount.
Turn on your other device.
Hi, good night. How are you?
Turn down your other device.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Y'all need to do a recount. I agree with that.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, we're going to fight for it.
These two.
All right. God bless you. All right. Oh, man. This phone ringing off the hook. Call you live. Go ahead. Oh, boy. Hold on. I can't hear you because everyone is calling and I can't put you on speaker. All right. Let me answer. Call you live. Go ahead. Go ahead. Call you live.
Good night. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Lincoln Bean, congratulations. You did extremely well.
Thank
you
you.
and the COI. Let's go to election court.
Awesome.
You got the Bahamas behind you.
Thank you, man.
Good night. Thank you.
God bless. All right. I'm so sorry I can't take any more calls. I've been going all day from this morning, and I think that's it for me. All right. I gotta go take a break, and we're gonna work with our lawyers, put everything together, and we're gonna go after justice for the people of Pinewood. Justice for Pinewood. That's what I want to call it. You go on social media and you can say that if you're in Pinewood, justice for Pinewood. All right, justice for Pinewood. We know they stole the election. That's clear as day. And again, anyone who has any information, send it to us. We're gonna update you. So if you don't, for the next week or so, we're gonna take a break. So if you don't have an absolute emergency, please allow us to do that. But justice for Pinewood, y'all. We're gonna do this. We're gonna hit back hard, and so we just hope that you stand with us. We hope you stand with us. Please be there when we call. Cause you ain't over yet. You got some things you're gonna do. Justice for Pinewood. I gotta run. See you soon.